future. I provide for my family. I will use my education to help my community. I will inspire our next generation of leaders. I am a college student, but I am only 1%.
Only 1% of college students are American Indian. AmericanIndianCollegeFund.org. Education is the answer.
I believe my culture is dying. Our elders are passing away, and with them our language and knowledge. I'm taking my first steps onto an unknown road, and all I can think of is, what am I doing? What can I possibly do? Our culture may look strong, but there are gaps in our knowledge. We don't know if we're doing it right.
Wednesday at 8 on FNX.
Is she going nuts?
Can you hear that?
Hear what?
Tick-tock, tick-tock. Her clock is ticking.
I hope that this guy is worth it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Now you be home by midnight, young lady.
Yeah, everything will be fine. He's been out of prison for a whole week.
What are we doing here?
When we get to my place, we'll have to keep it down. My mom's a real light sleeper, okay?
Hank, you did that!
What?
Wednesday at 10:30 on FNX.
The Cheyenne Arapaho people are deeply rooted in Colorado. Our history is here. We have ceremonial sites here. Our culture was here. It's a really beautiful place. And like I said, you take away all the buildings and you see it for what it was. And unfortunately, things happened. And I kind of felt, as most people do, we were run out. Most everybody in the room knows that Governor Evans was very instrumental in the 1864 Sand Creek Massacre. Well, not only was he instrumental in the massacre, but he was also instrumental in the proclamation that allowed for, I think as it was in that proclamation, that Indians could be killed at any time, any place, anywhere. We can't change those things, but you know what? We came back, 100 years or so and changed the name. And if there's something that we can do in our lifetimes, it's kind of make things right, settle things the way they should have been, and to hopefully that this allows people, our tribal members, to heal.
This is beautiful land, as Governor Walsny said, very beautiful land. But I'm going to tell you something. It's cold up there. It's cold and it's rough up there. You know, it's hard to breathe up there. But my grandson, he helped me, and I made Paul Sonderman's here somewhere. I once made you have to watch, because when you're Arapaho, what you say becomes a vow. So you got to do what you say. And I was being funny, and I told him, I said, when this name gets changed, I'm going to sing a victory song on top of that mountain. So he held me to it, And so today I was up there and breathing it, and thank God for my grandson. He helped me sing that song. So I did get it done.
The winds up here on the summit can be quite strong and pretty powerful, but it was those winds who carried this victory song all across this place this morning that used to be known as Mount Everest. This morning, the Cheyenne Arapaho tribes came to reclaim this mountain as their own. And now forever, this place will be known to not just the Cheyenne Arapaho people, but to everyone as Mount Blue Sky.
This morning was a one-of-a-kind feeling, We got to change the name in our way, the way we do it. I thought back to, how our people roamed this area. You know, this was home. You know, and we changed it to blue sky, and people say, why? That's the opening for our educational portion. You know, this is why we named it.
I thought I was an aware person. I thought I knew a lot of this history, and I didn't know how much I didn't know until some people said they wanted to change the name, and I had to study and see why they wanted to change the name. And the more I saw, the more outraged I became at the history, and what we were taught was history that was not. That the history had never actually been written, and that it's only through this name change that we're finally getting the history written in a way that's accessible to everyone, that we can all learn.
It took a lot of effort from every aspect of the people that live here in Colorado, and they helped us. They understand what our story was, and they helped us push through and push through and push through and push through. And today it's a reality, you know, that we have our foot back in the door, you know, on our land. Come back home. Yeah.
Is he really talking to those horses? Are they really hearing what he's saying? And by the end of the day, I totally believed it.
And I'd like to, have people see that we can, communicate with animals and with each other. If we just set the differences down and just start to accept one another as we are.
Wednesday at 11 on FNX.
Support for FNX comes from the Native American Arts Center at Idlewild Arts. Explore joy, laughter, humor, and comedy at the Native American Arts Festival Week, June 16th through the 20th. This event is free to the public and includes workshops, performances, art exhibitions, food tasting, and a lecture series featuring those making a positive change in their Native communities and beyond. Information at idlewildarts.org/Native American Arts.
May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may silence make you strong.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on FNX.
100 million native indigenous people lived on this Northern American continent that we call Turtle Island. Now we are the smallest minority group in the United States. And we're still here. Join me as we travel to meet the tribes across Native America. I am Ruth Ann Thorne, and this is Indian Country.
Tomorrow at 10 on FNX.
Miyachayim. That means hello, everyone.
done in my native language. My name is Jackie Tehuka Nunez, and I am a member of the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, a Hashime Nation. We're here in Long Beach, California, at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and we are at a wonderful event that's entitled Mumpetam, which means Gathering of the Saltwater People. It's a partnership that has been in place for 9 years, and as we are here, there are many coastal California groups like the Chumash, the Ohlone, the Akashim, and the Tongva, and many more that are here demonstrating their ancient crafts. You see, we are alive. We are here today. We're not just in the storybooks, and today you're going to see it. So come follow me. We have lots of people to talk to. We have lots of wonderful things to see.
It's always important for all the coastal people to come together because we have a thread that weaves through all of us, and that is we have the ocean, our grandmother ocean, Mont Petam. And so we are, because we are of the ocean, it's important for us to connect in that way. We all have similar teachings, we all have similar culture, and so when we come together, what it does is it strengthens us as a people. So that's why we should do this and continue to do this.
We're here at the table of the Blas Aguilar adobe, which represents my people, which is the Ahashiman. So this is a tribal brother, and this is Domingo Velardes. Domingo, I know you've been doing this a long time, and I'm really proud of all the work that you do.
Thank you.
And a lot of the things that we see here, we've kind of seen in other tables, but one thing that's on here that we haven't talked about is the importance of flint napping, and I wonder if maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, flint napping really changed a lot for us. It gave us the ability to hunt animals and be able to process them with their hides and with their meat, and to be able to get their bones, which gave us another opportunity to use different tools and things like that. Being able to identify the different stones that we could use.
Can you identify those there? Because we're looking right at them.
The different stones I have here are a couple of, I have quartz, I have fused shale, chert, which is a very used material here in this area, and then an imported material would have been obsidian, and they would have used big cores, probably a little bit bigger than this one. They would have used hammer stones. They would have knocked big flakes off of them. Once they would have done that, then they would have grabbed them and been able to do the pressure flaking that would have shaped them into what we needed to make, which is arrowheads. They would have applied pressure to the end right here and then pushed in and got flakes. Once they would have done that and finished their piece, then they were able to make their arrowheads, their spears, and hunt the different deer and the different animals. So
you know,
it's really important for us.
Yes, and one of the things we traded for this with the native, our tribal sisters and brothers that were kind of inland
or north of us. We were able to use that item. We would actually trade our stone, which is the chert, or even trade like steatite and maybe a couple of different shells and stuff, because when they were inland, they didn't have a lot of those materials, and we were able to use that stone and make arrowheads and make a lot of different tools with that type of stone, and then they were able to use whatever it was, the chert or the shells, to make their artifacts and things like that. So it was the trade route is a whole different subject that you could bring up for hours.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that I see on your table that we haven't seen is the turtle rattle. Could you speak to that?
The turtle rattle is actually a really, really special rattle for us. It's a 3-tier rattle. The ends are woven out of cordage that's been handmade out of the yucca fiber. And one of the things is put together to sing the songs. This is what it sounds like. And this was real important for our tribe, for singing their songs and being able to do their ceremonies and things. It's very, very special rattle, that was used by our tribe.
We haven't seen this rattle as well, and of course we live by the people of the saltwater. So here we go.
And the clamshell rattle. This rattle actually came out a little bit earlier than the turtle shell rattle that they would use, the different clamshells, and it gives you a little bit different sound and a little bit different rhythm with it and stuff. So it's really, really neat to see the songs sung with those different rattles and stuff. So it's really neat.
I like the necklace that you're wearing.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. That's like
I had to have the shark's tooth. Yeah.
It looks nice on you. And the last thing that they haven't seen were the sandals.
Yeah, you don't find these too much because they're so hard to make. The yucca fiber, once you process it, and you have to process quite a bit of it, and then putting them together and weaving it is actually quite a task. But once you put them together and you use them and you wear them, they're really neat. They're really fun to use.
And I like to tell kids that they're the first platform sandal that was ever worn in the coast.
Exactly.
Well, we want to thank you, and of course, you know in our language it's son palof, and I want to thank you so much for all the work that you've done and you keep continuing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Doing a great job. Thank you.
What brings you great joy about this event?
Well, I think one of the nicest things, first of all, is that it's right here on the water, and because we're modern day people, sometimes we don't take into account how important water is for us and how important the ocean is, not for us today, but also for our people that lived long time ago and through the years and through all these changes we've gone through. So for them to name it after the ocean is something that's very basic for our people and our culture.
I see that you have some games. Maybe you could talk about the walnut dice or maybe the stave game.
Well, these are here also for display, and they're basically games that the people played as family and as a community, and so these games were developed so that we could entertain ourselves and have that family time together.
I grew up here in the Los Angeles area, and there was no history about the coastal tribes of California, and this is my first time as an adult here learning languages, skills, and everything.
I actually came to the aquarium today for this festival. I'm studying to be a teacher, and it's for my social studies class. We had to go to a festival that tied in social studies and the arts, and preferably in a culture not our own. So this was a wonderful opportunity for me to learn, and hopefully I can bring different cultures to the classroom once I'm teaching.
More information about Moonpitom is available at aquariumofpacific.org.
You know you're going in the wrong direction?
Pardon me?
Most people don't walk into Rabbit Fall. They're usually heading out.
Welcome to your last chance.
Tomorrow at 11:30 on FNX.
A Denny Yard Sine.